How's it going, people? Bobby here once again. You might know me online as Ironhammer5, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Subtank Mini. You've probably seen it by now, but let's do it. So I'm going to try and make this quick because I know a lot of you would have seen this before, but I did want to share my thoughts on it. In case you care, here's the box, Kangertech, all that stuff. It slides out. You can see a picture of the tank on the front there, Subtank Mini. On the back we have some information that you can't read on this camera, but it tells you what's contained. Subtank Mini coil, 1.2 coil, RBA base, Japanese cotton, all that stuff. You'll see it all inside. And once again, as a sub-ohm tank, there's no warnings on the back there that it's a sub-ohm tank and that you need to use a special battery. So if we open it up, you can see the sub-tank is inside. Mine has pink O-rings on. Yours will have red, of course, when you buy it. You can buy different colours to add on afterwards. I've got a video on those. If we just take the tank out for one moment, I hope it doesn't roll away. Take out this insert, and behind here is all your goodies. You've got a little manual, which is not a bad little manual. You've got your authentication thing, which I authenticated to make sure it was real, and it was real. You've got a thing to tell you to drip 2 or 3 drops of e-juice. I'd say drop a bit more. Then you get some cotton for the RBA section, and then you get some O-rings, a screwdriver, some spare screws for the rebuildable section, and a spare little coil in there as well for the rebuildable section. You get a spare glass, which is always awesome to come with a tank. I think most tanks should come with these because it's inevitable that one day you're probably going to break it. Then you have the rebuildable head, and inside there's another coil head, which is a 1.2 ohm coil head. I haven't used that one yet. I've only used the 0.5s. If it gives you any clue about how much I've been using it, I did buy a packet of coils, and yeah, I've been using it. So onto the tank, I guess, guys. So here's the tank in all its glory. Of course, as I mentioned, yours will be red and not pink. But this is how it comes. It comes with a 0.5 ohm coil in there. I've put a new one in there to show you how it would have turned up. From the top, we have a big wide board drip tip, which is all dirty because that's how my shit is. It comes out, it has those red O-rings, so that's the colour O-rings you'll have in there normally. It's juicy in there, but you can see all the way down to the coil if you've got the right light in. There's quite a wide little chimney section in there. On the bottom, you have Subtank Mini and the CE mark and do not throw in a bin picture. I don't know why you couldn't throw it in a bin. I think that only applies to products with batteries in, right? I don't know. And then you have on the bottom adjustable airflow from a big slot down to close completely to one little hole to 2 little holes. And I don't know if you can hear that clicking. It clicks really nicely into place on each one of those, and it's not going to move. And to be honest, if those airflow holes don't suit you, you can use this slot and slide it down. If you wanted to close it off, you can close it off with this part really. You will eventually get that other hole opening up on the other side, but I mean, if you wanted half of that slot, you can. It's not going to go anywhere. It's, you know, it's pretty tight, but it does click into place if you get down to there. If we take this part out, the base, you can see the coil head is in there. You can see the coil inside, and these just unscrew like any old coil heads. Onto the bottom there, they have got organic cotton in there only, and that does mean they give off really good flavour, or at least I think they do. And then the top section, obviously your drip tip comes out as I showed, and this part here, the spare tank, just pushes over these O-rings on here, so it's very easy to change if you wanted to change it. Very easy to take apart and clean. And I personally think that these metal parts behind here do offer some kind of reinforcement against it breaking. I've dropped it several times and we haven't smashed it yet, so it's pretty solid too. It's a pretty thick piece of glass. It's not bad going, you know, like it's a little bit thicker than the metal part in there by the looks of it. So we can pop that back together. There it is on the outside, and just to show you the other parts, I mean, the only other thing to really show you is the RBA head, which is very handy. I think it's really cool that this comes with it. So if you're not familiar with this, this will allow you to build your own coils instead of having to keep buying replacement heads. There's a coil in there that I built. It does come with a coil already on there. You just literally pop your coil in there, pop some cotton in on each side, and then pop this top pot back on, and you will just pop that where your OCC coil head would usually go. And I'm not going to show you any builds or anything on there, because there's millions of videos out there if you want to see how to build that. If you are new to rebuilding and you want to find out how to rebuild this head yourself, then there's plenty of videos out there where you can find out how to do that. It's pretty straightforward, it's not too bad. I wouldn't put anything more than 70-30 VG. Those little wick holes in there for the juice to wick through are like really tiny. When you look at it from the top, you can see just how much of those, even though those slots look quite large on the side here, you can kind of see, if you can see the air, the light coming through that hole in the bottom, there's a real tiny little sliver where the juice can actually make its way up into this deck. So you're going to want to not put anything too thick through there, in my opinion. I've heard people say they've had max VG through there, and if that works for you, that's fine. It doesn't work for me. With the standard coil heads, I've had no problems with max VG, but with the rebuildable section, I had troubles with it. So to fill it up, it works like any clear miser. You take the top off, and the cool part is, if you are rebuilding and you've got that rebuildable head in here, you can take it out and keep your tank upside down like this with the juice in. You don't have to empty it all out to be able to change your build or something. You know, like if you're having troubles with the wick, you can pull it out and try and re-wick it and see if you can fix your build or whatever without having to empty a tank's worth of juice. I'm going to vape some Lime Crime from Vape Boy. If you didn't watch my last video, you'll know that I'm absolutely loving this juice. It is fucking delicious. It's about halfway gone now, so by the time I fill this up, there's not going to be much left at all. You're going to want to drip some juice in there. Try and get it on the coil if you can. This is the worst angle ever to have to try and do this from. So you can probably see better than I can where the juice is going. And it probably wasn't going on the coil. There we go, that'll do. I have to leave it to soak for a little while. Even when you have dripped some juice in the coil like that, I would recommend you leave it for like at least 5 minutes just to soak up. If you don't drip it on the coil, leave it a whole lot longer than that, but definitely drip it on the coil unless you forget. Or if you do forget, take it out and drip some on there, because it's not worth ruining a coil with a dry hit from the very start, because it will never taste or perform the same way again. We've got juice in the tank, and it smells oh so good. Put our base back on, and screw up tight as well, I've found, because I do sometimes get a little bit of juice. It seems to be from when I've put it back together, but you get a little bit of juice around the edges where the tank seals in. After I've wiped it away, it doesn't really come back again, so it does seal quite well once you get it up tight. But there it is, filled with juice. Let's have a little vape, talk about how I've got on with it, and why I think this is a great little product, especially for people moving on from kind of like starter kits or beginner kits. Let's do that now. So there you have it, guys, the Subtank Mini. Like I said, you've probably seen it before. This one was sent to me by gearbest.com. They have a voucher code that they gave me, which is Subtank Mini, all one word, and if you use that, you can get it for like $26, which is very cheap. It will take a while to get here from China, but if you want to get one for cheap, that's a very good deal, I believe, considering I'm not sure on the usual dollar prices, but from here in the UK, it's like £25 normally, so to be able to get it for $26, that's a pretty good goddamn deal. I don't know what the dollar price is usually, but I would assume that that's still a pretty cheap deal. I'm not sure how long that voucher code will last for, but I'll put it below. You can try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let's talk about the actual tank. I've been vaping it. It's a real nice vape. And this is a real nice juice. It's the first tank where I haven't had to reach for my dripper every day. Like, I've managed to go a whole day just vaping on this tank, and that hasn't happened before with other tanks that I've used personally. I'm sure there's other ones out there now, like the Arctic and stuff, that could probably satisfy me. But this one, real nice flavour, real nice vapour. Not ridiculous clouds or anything like that. Nothing too crazy. The airflow's pretty decent. I mean, it's I don't know what I would compare it to, but it's definitely like, I think it's more area than the tugboat. So it's a pretty airy draw when you've got it wide open like that. It's a real nice vape for me. I really have been enjoying it. I've gone through like 3 coils so far. For me, if I'm vaping quite a lot on it, I get about, same as with the Milo coils and that before, I get about 4 or 5 days personally from it. But that's not to say that you won't get longer. I'm so used to being able to just rebuild a coil as soon as it starts to like get a bit gunked up or whatever. I just dry burn it or rebuild it because I use RDAs all the time. So that's kind of what I'm used to. So I noticed that the vapor production is starting to drop off and the flavour is starting to drop off a little bit after 4 or 5 days of vaping on it, and that's when I personally like to put a new coil in it. You can vape it for longer. I mean, a coil after 4 or 5 days is still putting lots of vapour and flavour out there. Many people say they get 2 or 3 weeks from it. Just personally, for me, I prefer just to change it out and have a fresh coil and just get that full-on vapour production back. But that's just my personal preference, and it's just because of the way I'm used to vaping. You'll probably get much longer than this. So I think this is like the tank for people to buy if they're coming up from something smaller like a Nautilus or an Ego or something like that, and they want to get into something with a bit more vapor and better flavour. You're most definitely going to get better flavour from this tank. And the reason I think that it's the one to buy is the fact that it's so versatile. Comes with a 1.2 ohm coil, comes with a 0.5 ohm coil, comes with a rebuildable section. If you haven't rebuilt before, it's a perfect introduction to rebuilding. You can take it out and change it if your build's not working properly without having to worry about emptying your tank. So if you need to tinker with it, if you haven't got your build quite right, that's not a problem. And if you really can't get it right, you can just always throw a coil head in there and just start vaping. So you're not going to have to get too stressed out about it. So the fact it comes with a spare glass tank is awesome. I think every tank should come with that, as I mentioned. It's just really the one to buy, I think, personally. Instead of going straight onto one of these other tanks that have come out, like the Arctic or the Heracles or any of those really crazy ones, this is definitely the next step, I would say, from something smaller. It's going to give you everything you want: flavour, vapor, versatility. You can even change the colours of the O-rings if you want it to be pink and cool like mine. I've been vaping it at 22 to 25 watts as well. I've been vaping it any higher than that, and if I chain vape it, I start to get a few dry hits here and there, but that's my style of vaping. Other people can vape it at 30 with shorter hits and maybe not such a chain vaping style of vaping, and they can vape it at 30. It does say 30 watts on the coil, but me personally, I think that's a bit too much. I've used Max VG with these coil heads. It seemed to wick fine. Not so much with the RBA section. 70-30 is where I've kind of found that one works best. You do get good flavour from the RBA section when it's working good. If you get it wicking right, then it's a really nice vape too. But those wick channels, I wish they were a little bit bigger. I really do. So you could put like a higher, like, I don't know why they think that you need these big giant holes on the coils. You saw the holes where the cotton comes through on the stock coils. Big giant holes for those, and then little tiny slivers for the RBA section. Like, I don't know why they thought that was the right choice. I understand that you can't probably have giant holes the same size as this because your juice will probably just fall out right, but they could be a little bit bigger. But most definitely an absolutely lovely tank. I wanted to make this video mainly because, for the sake of long-term flagship products like this that a lot of people are using, I think it's, even though people have already made so many videos about the Subtank, I think it's important to put my view out there so that for people who follow me long-term, they can kind of get an idea of what kind of things I like, what kind of things I don't like, and then that helps them kind of make their own choices up for future products because they get to know how I vape. So that's why I'm putting this video out there, even though you've probably seen a million Subtank videos already. This is my one, and this is what I think about it. So I really like it, I really enjoy it. It's never going to get me off my RDAs altogether. I'm always going to be vaping my RDAs most of the time, to be fair. But if I'm feeling lazy, or if I'm going out somewhere and I don't want to be dripping, finally I've got a tank that's simple. I can throw a coil in there, I haven't got to worry about it. Nothing's going to really go wrong with it. It's not going to leak. I've had it upside down, inside out, everything like that, no juice coming out. Just solid tank from Kanger, and it's the one to buy if that's the kind of, if you're looking for a sub-ohm tank and get into that kind of stuff, or even if you're just looking for a tank to get you through when you're not using a rebuildable or something. This is an awesome product. I'm very happy with it, and I should remain happy with it for a long time. I'm going to be vaping this for a while. So thanks for watching, guys. Coming up, there will be a video on this Sigeli too, because it's another one of those flagship products that I want to get my thoughts out there on. I should have a Cthulhu RTA turning up tomorrow, so that'll be fun. I'll hopefully make a video about that. I don't know, once I get it here I'll make my mind up. I might put a little first impressions video out there because it's a new product and I'd like to get it out there for you guys to see. We'll find out. So do subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to catch my future videos. Do follow me on Twitter. I'm IronHammer5 on there, and on Instagram. I've been posting quite a bit to Instagram lately, so if you want to see pictures of everything as I'm getting new stuff in before I'm putting my videos up, find out what I'm vaping every day, head over there and follow me there. Like the video, leave a comment if you've got any questions about the Subtank, or if you've got a Subtank, how do you find it? Let me know. I'm sure you love it, right? I haven't seen many people saying they don't love it. So that's that. It's the first tank I've gone and bought a 5-pack of coils for, if that means anything to you. I've never bought a 5-pack of coils. Generally, with other tanks, I've used the coil that came with it and then put it in the cupboard and never used it again. So that says something for this, right? I'll leave you with that, guys. I'm going to have a little vape, and I hope you all take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye!